We criticize black men, drag them online every day, talk about how they lead, talk about what they do, what they don't do. But the moment a black man says, sis, you out of line, or start calling you out on your bad attitude, all of a sudden he's
A rarity, such a rarity. It is a beautiful thing to see females holding other females accountable, particularly women holding modern females accountable. This is not something that you would normally see over the past 6 decades or so, but recently I've been noticing that there are a lot of women, traditional and modern women, who are standing up to these modern females. And that's a significant thing to actually acknowledge because there are about 76 to 78% of the females in the West who I believe are modern females. So that only leaves a little over 20%, 22 to 24% who are actual traditional and modern women who can even try and hold these females accountable because you know they're not going to listen to males, right? So what you just heard from this young lady is something that is just a breath of fresh air. And she had a ton more to say, and we're going to go over her video. So I'm going to show you her video at the end of my commentary, but I'm going to go over everything that she said in this video that you're going to see at the end of it. I want everybody to go over to twslp.com and be sure to get your free level 1 version in the sisterhood shaming language purse because shaming language when it comes to females is so vast nowadays. They use it to get out of the logic corners in which we put them. So we need to have what I call a relationship conversational defense language, a relationship CDL, to be able to fight against it. So make sure you're going over there to do that. So I'm about to go over everything that she said in the video I'm going to show you. So she started off by saying that black females feel comfortable checking black men, but call it misogyny when black men check them. Isn't it crazy how people will sit up here and point the finger at you and not even understand the whole old adage of the whole three fingers pointing back at you thing? See, if you're going to point the finger at somebody, you need to understand that your house needs to be clean. And for some crazy reason, they don't seem to understand that their house isn't clean. Black females are the ones who have been causing the most problems in their respective relationships with their respective males. And they just keep on acting like, ah, this is somebody else doing it. But the entire world is looking at them, and for some reason, they just can't see it. It's freaking mind boggling to me. They don't like to be checked, but they want to check everybody. And so males are trying to explain things to them to stop them from doing what they're doing, but they don't want to stop. That's a whole nother story. Then, she said the most telling piece to me was right after she said that, she said, don't scroll. Oh, oh man. Come on, man. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know, then I don't know what will. Why would she have to tell them don't scroll? Because what is this saying about modern females in general? Traditional modern women, shout out to y'all. Y'all are amazing. But modern females, what's the saying? Accountability is like kryptonite. And what does Superman do when kryptonite comes? He tries to get away from it, i.e., run. This is why she said don't scroll. Because she figured when I try to hold you all accountable, the first thing you're going to do is try to scroll. That was just the most telling piece of this to me. Then she said accountability only applies when females are giving it, black females particularly. Come on, man. Come on. Do we need a fax stamp? Do we need one of those staples? That was easy. Buttons that we push because that's facts. We try to hold them accountable. They're like, no, no, no. We're going to hold you accountable. You're like, what? For responding to you being crazy and trying to check you? So you're going to hold us accountable for us trying to hold you accountable? It's freaking crazy. Then she said that they criticize and drag black men online every day. But the moment a black man says, sis, you out of line, starts calling them out on their bad attitude, all of a sudden he's bashing women. Shout out to the TWSLP because I'm pretty sure that I put that shaming language in there too. Again, TWSLP.com. Go on over there and get your free account. Then she said they call men weak for not being a leader. They call them weak. That's in the shaming language first too. But she said when we try to lead black males, somehow we're controlling as well. So we're weak for not being leaders, but then when we try to lead, we're called controlling. That's in the shaming language purse as well. Man, listen when I tell you, that shaming language purse is extraordinarily comprehensive. So again, go check it out. Then she said, if they want us to lead, then they have to look in the mirror and check themselves first. Translation, they have to stop fighting us for the relationship's driver's seat, period. That's an example that I use. I came up with this analogy years ago about the male driving and the female being in the passenger seat. This is the whole thing. You can go back to some of my other videos and watch it. But this is one of the most important pieces of the puzzle. Her telling them, you're going to have to look in the mirror, sis, because males haven't been able to check females as far as in the black community. We're like the only community that has a matriarchy, excuse me. We're the only community that has that. All the other communities have patriarchies, but we have a matriarchy. So we're fighting our females for control of the steering wheel, which is freaking crazy. So she's telling them, go check yourself before you try to check black men. Again, which is facts. Then she said that us trying to correct them and lead was love. Exactly. This is what they don't seem to understand. When somebody is trying to make sure that you're going down the right path, that is not a thing that is a negative. But because black females, modern females particularly, but black modern females, we got to be specific, not the traditional modern women. Shout out to them. They're amazing. But the black modern females, for some reason, they believe that when you're trying to tell them to go down the right path, that equals bad. Here's the thing though. I don't believe that they believe that. I believe that that's just what they say because they don't want to take responsibility that you have to take when you're going down the correct path. It's like females who don't like being with good men because it forces them to have to be a good woman. You see what I'm saying? So when you tell them go down the right path, they fight you because not going down the right path means they can do whatever the freak they want to do. Why do you think these females like jailbirds? It's because the jailbirds aren't going to hold them accountable to a positive, better standard. They're going to let them do whatever the freak they want to do. They're going to let them be in the streets at night. They're going to let them do whatever. And they're going to say, I love, the females are going to say, I love my man. He's just so good to me. Yeah, it's always a good man when he lets you do what you want, even if what you're doing is bad. And then she ended it off with the obvious, which is that if someone's showing you love by trying to steer you the correct way, if that's being offensive to you, then maybe the problem isn't the message, but it's your pride instead. Man, that was a bar. That was a bar. Because their pride stops them from wanting to follow a male's lead because they care more about what the sisterhood says than what their actual man says. And the reason for this is because there is no amount of love that a modern female, this is important because it's not traditional modern women, we're talking about modern females. There is no amount of love that a male can give to a modern female that will equal in any form or facet the amount of dopamine that they get from the likes and the comments and the views and all of that online crap that they will get when they make those videos. There's no amount. No amount. You can do everything that you want to do for that female, and no amount of your love and the doing that you're going to do for her will beat that online dopamine validation that she gets. So, man, This young lady was, man, she was spitting. She cute too. So she has two great things going for her. She looks good and she seems to actually have a great head on her shoulders.
Why is it that we as black women feel comfortable checking black men, but the moment a black man checks us, we call it misogyny, control, or toxic? Don't scroll. Let's talk about it. Why does it seem like accountability only applies when we're the one giving it? We criticize black men, drag them online every day, talk about how they lead, talk about what they do, what they don't do. But the moment a black man says, sis, you out of line, or start calling you out on your bad attitude, all of a sudden he's bashing women. We can dish it, but we can't take it. Call a man weak for not being a leader, but then when he does lead, you say he's being controlling. Which one is it? If we want growth and healing from our men, we have to be able to look in the mirror and check ourselves first. Because checking somebody, that's not hate, that's love. And if we can't be corrected without getting offended, maybe the problem isn't the message. Maybe it's our pride.
Grab yourself some merch on the way out in order to support the channel. And, of course, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks, good man fam.